Welcome to this lesson on powerful paraphrases. This is a listening lesson by me, Degner. This is part of the listening campaign, and it includes the powerful paraphrase template. I'm going to give you a way to access a 300 word list for emotions and then invite you to a free online community. The uses for this lesson are for you to let every speaker know that you hear and understand what they are communicating. This shows speakers respect, and it lets you avoid miscommunication and conflict by letting you identify for the speaker and yourself what it is that the speaker is actually communicating. Remember that the definition of listening for the listening campaign is what it takes to make the speaker feel heard and understood. So the listening objective here is to make the speaker feel heard and understood. That means we must speak to listen, and the speaker must know that we understand what they are communicating. And the way that we do that is we use the powerful paraphrase, and we repeat back to the speaker the emotions. What are they feeling, or what did they feel about what they said? What is the situation that they were talking about? What are the facts? What's the scenario? Also, we talk about the deeper reason for those emotions. Put more simply, here is a template. It is simply so you feel blank about blank because blank. Another order might be so blank, and you say what happened. You feel blank because blank. One helpful addition after you say these things is just add on to the end, is that right? Is that correct? Did I get it right? That kind of question, and it lets you check in. Let's go through some examples. Let's say a friend or a family member or a colleague has a fender bender, and they're explaining to you that they were backing out of a parking lot and they bumped into a car. If you say, hey, it sounds like you had a fender bender, or it sounds like you had an accident, that's accurate, but it's not complete. And that's really what we're after here, is a complete paraphrase. A more complete paraphrase could include the following. So you feel upset about the accident because your insurance rates might go up. You can see how that might get a more complete representation of what they're communicating. Or you say, so you had an accident and you feel embarrassed because it was easy to avoid. You can see how that's a more complete paraphrase. Let's say you made a sale, or somebody else you're speaking with made a sale. I've been a real estate agent for 7 years, and if I was talking about that, you might say something to me like, so you feel proud about the big sale because you made a difference for the customer and the business. Or you might say, so you made a sale and you feel relieved because now you can pay your bills this month. Those things are a complete paraphrase. I will feel heard and understood if you say that. Now, let's say you're in the office and there's an upset client that you're dealing with. You might say something like, so you feel dissatisfied about the service we provided because it cost you extra time and money. Or, so you're asking for a discount and you feel it would be fair because the service was not what you were expecting. Is that right? You can see how that, honors what they're saying and gives you a chance to identify for them that you hear and understand them, and then you're also asking a question to see if you get it right. And that's something that's interesting to notice here. You are not necessarily agreeing when you paraphrase. So just because you say back to somebody something that they are feeling or saying or wanting, it doesn't mean that you agree with them. You're just checking in to make sure that you understand what it is they're saying. And notice that this lets the speaker identify their own feelings and their own reasons. They might not be identifying them, but you suggesting what those are actually helps them identify those for themselves. And last thing to notice is that you don't need to be 100% accurate. The speaker will correct you or add more to the conversation, and they won't hold it against you if you weren't exactly accurate. They will correct you and continue their thinking on the subject. Emotions are obviously a really important part, and if the speaker is not identifying the emotion or saying how they feel or saying what that deeper reason is, go ahead and add it to the paraphrase to make them more completely heard and understood. Now, to help expand our emotions vocabulary, I do have a list of 300 emotions for the people that are supporting these listening lessons. The download for this particular lesson has the powerful paraphrase template, the list of 300 or more words for emotions, and the reminder for how to practice this particular lesson. Listening is a practice, and in this case, for this lesson, it's simply take 3 days and try and paraphrase at least once in each conversation. That's the only way we're going to be able to adopt these habits is if we try it. So check it out. Now, if you do it and you have some results, you create some breakthroughs, go to the Listening Campaign Facebook page. That's a public page. You can like it and you can share it there and you can start joining the community. Now, to get the resources and to get all the latest listening lessons and the future listening lessons, there's a couple ways to do that. Freely available are these videos in various places, but also at patreon.com/listeningcampaign. That's a way to support these listening lessons and podcasts where I'm interviewing experts. And for those that do support, you'll be able to get access to those PDFs. And of course, the Listening Corps, that's an international network of people that I'm supporting. And there are all kinds of lessons behind that membership-based community. So check out the Listening Corps if you haven't. Thank you for listening. You can follow on Patreon to receive all the future and past listening lessons and downloads. Consider joining the Listening Corps. And I have online and in-person training services available, and you can learn more at kaidegner.com. Thanks for listening.